The Hellfighter Light is a lightweight, highly durable, mil-spec, mil-grade, high-output light that's designed to mount on crew-served weapons. The biggest thing that Hellfighter does is it improves our warfighters' survivability, their lethality, and their combat effectiveness. I'm Don Alexander, Director of Military Sales, Surefire. The Hellfighter puts out 3,000 lumens of white light, and it's used almost as much in the infrared mode as it is in the white light mode. The Hellfighter came about, the genesis of it was Special Forces contacted Surefire with a requirement for a high output light to mount on crew-served machine guns.
5th Special Forces Group uses a gun, they fielded the weapon, and they had a requirement for a white light. They needed a light, they needed to be able to identify targets. When you pull the triggers on a minigun, lights are going to change, so it kind of gives you a step before that.
It was specifically designed for Special Forces in the military to meet their mission requirements. And Surefire has a great adaptability and flexibility in that they go directly to the user. They meet the user's requirements, they build prototypes around the user's requirements. We act as a conduit, and that's how it happened with Special Forces. They worked hand in hand with the Surefire engineers to develop the most rugged, the most durable, the most high output light that anybody had ever seen for any type of weapon, much less a crew-served weapon. We stepped out there and on the edge and took the risk and produced a product that has saved literally hundreds of lives in the war on terror. The Hellfighter is designed to withstand the recoil of the .50 caliber BMG. It is one of the most hard-hitting, heavy recoiling machine guns in the military inventory. As such, Surefire built that Hellfighter to withstand not a little bit of that, but the maximum of that the gun was capable of producing. We have numerous stories from troops engaged overseas on how the Hellfighter took a beating and just kept working and kept working. We do have one that was recovered, and it's here at Surefire, that was in an IED attack. You plug it in and it still works. The idea with a checkpoint is I want to identify the object of my attention as far out as possible. I can do that for a variety of different systems, using sensors, using infrared, using white visible light. The beauty of Hellfighter is it allows such a far reach, and the sooner I can identify something as a threat, the sooner I can incorporate a number of different methods to deal with it. Or the sooner I can determine that it's not a threat and simply de-escalate the situation.
Hey, I've got one up in a vehicle here on IR.
Roger, hit it with white light. We're moving up. Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the vehicle! Lie down!
In many cases, Hellfighter has a twofold role. Immediately being able to reach out there in the dark and identify what it is I'm looking at. And then secondly, if it is a threat, it allows me to effectively place bright, blinding light so I create confusion even if it is a threat target.
You got it covered? Covered. Hold it.
Point.
Clear!
The thing about Hellfighter, that big bright light shining out on a dark night, it stopped more fights simply by being there than it has ended fights by employing lethal force.
Get on your feet! On your feet! Hands behind your head. Move to the light. How do you look, Trey? Good.
The Hellfighter provides a tremendous amount of infrared light, and this is particularly critical when you're working under night vision goggles or blackout conditions. Not only does it allow for accurate engagement with crew-served weapons, but it provides a lot of infrared light to allow the driver of the vehicle to navigate, avoid obstacles, as well as the other members of the team that are in the vehicle to look ahead to spot threats, IEDs, insurgents, potential ambushes, broken down vehicles that could potentially be an IED. When the Hellfighter is in the infrared mode, you can look out to about 400 meters and identify a man-sized target on a good dark night. Myself and my team are all military veterans, most of us retired, multiple combat tours. We know and we've seen and used Hellfighter in the field, and we know the effectiveness it brings to the table when you're talking about increasing guys' survivability, their combat lethality. And we live in a world where we only want to get the bad guys. The Hellfighter provides the light, the illumination to positively identify the threat and not hurt somebody that doesn't need to be harmed. And we just know for a fact that because of the capabilities that Hellfighter brings to the battlefield, that it has saved lives. It's de-escalated fights, but when the fight's on, it's allowed our warfighters to accurately and precisely engage only those people that need to be dealt with and not create collateral damage. It's allowed positive threat identification of a target. Nobody ever thought that anybody would produce a light of the quality, capability, and the size that Hellfighter is. Hellfighter 2, Hellfighter 3, they're going to amaze people when they see it.